Real Madrid has a serious problem right now. This guy search. As you guys, Stephen Portillo here with a brand new video. Here we're going to talk about is what is going on with Real Madrid. Real Madrid has a serious problem, and we're going to go in depth on why is that. Real Madrid has a serious problem. What is going on with the Real Madrid camp? What is going on? What was that embarrassing loss to Barcelona in the Supercopa de España final? And yeah, I'm here. I'm going to talk about is basically what I think is wrong with Real Madrid. What changes they need to make, what are they doing wrong, and what just stuff like that. So personally, for me, as of the get go, before the lineups came out for the Supercopa de España lineup for the final, I told everybody I knew. I told everybody. I said, do not start Mendy, do not start Lucas Vasquez, and do not start Chouameni in defense. I said that before the lineups came out. I said, I promise you, they're not it for Real Madrid at the moment. They're not. It's common sense. Camavinga, I rate him highly, but sometimes I say he shouldn't start because he shouldn't. So I said this. I think one player that should start for Real Madrid in a constant basis now is before I say, I mean, it's common sense, but personally for me, I think Mendy. I don't rate Mendy. I've always said it for years now. I don't think Mendy is that left back for Real Madrid. And the only good person that I'd rather have in left back besides Camavinga is Fran Garcia himself. I think Fran Garcia has shown what he can do and what an important player he is for Real Madrid. And I rate him so highly. I knew him when La Fabrica and when he went to Rayo. And I was bummed. I was like, they're selling these young talents to teams without giving them a shot. Then you saw how he performed in Rayo, and Real Madrid bought him back. And here are rumors of getting Alphonso Davies and starting Mendy and selling Fran, or getting who's that left back that recently left? Whatever. But I always rated Fran Garcia. I think he's an amazing player, and I think he should start week in and week out for Real Madrid. Mendy is not that left back for me anymore. If he leaves, I would be totally fine with it. I just think that that Fran Garcia, he attacks. He's such an attacking player, and he creates chances, and I just love the way he just plays. I think he should generally be a starter for Real Madrid, not Mendy. Don't get Alphonso Davies. If Madrid gets Alphonso Davies, I'll just be just as disappointed as they start Mendy. Same with rumors with Trent. I don't want Trent in Real Madrid. I'm gonna be totally honest. I follow Liverpool just as much as I follow Real Madrid. Big Liverpool fan. Sure, you can call me biased, whatever. But Trent, I don't want Trent nowhere near Real Madrid. He should stay at Liverpool and make a name for himself there. I mean, more than he already has. But Trent in Real Madrid is not going to go well. It could go, you're guaranteed trophies, don't get me wrong. But I just think there's too many cooks in the kitchen for Real Madrid. They need to stop getting these big superstar Galacticos in their team and start looking in different directions. You don't need big name players to win big name trophies. That's just how it is. You don't need, players like that. So that's one of the main, I guess, bad things that's going on in Real Madrid is their left back position. Not Mendy. Fran Garcia has been playing more as of lately instead of Mendy. But like in finals like this, in important games, don't put on your worst players thinking that they're going to do good in the final or whatever game you're playing, especially an important final against your biggest rivals, Barcelona. And another position with that was the center back position. I told everybody, I said, if Chouameni starts in defense, they're going to lose. I don't want Chouameni nowhere near center back. He shouldn't be a center back. I don't want him as center back. And they have an amazing center back from the academy as well, which is Raul Asensio. I think he is a proper defender. I think he could be something for Real Madrid. but he doesn't get game time. He should start week in and week out after Eder Militao's injury, after Alaba's slowly trying to recover, which doesn't look that good as of late. But I still think that Raul Asensio should start week in and week out and progress as a player because he has the talent. Like I knew him, 2022. He had those allegations. I do remember when they came out as well. But I also knew him as a defender, and I do think that he could be Real Madrid's future center back, partnered with Eder Militao. So Tchouaméni defense, I never want to see that ever again. He was horrific. He was terrible. Same with Mendy and Camavinga, but that's just and Vasquez. But you know, I think this is another player that Real Madrid should definitely, or Carlos Ancelotti should definitely be starting week in and week out for Real Madrid. Let me show the stats here from the final. Here you can see. So the attack, I don't want to make too much change in attacks. I just feel like I said, there's too many cooks in the kitchen in the attack. What I like about Barcelona is that they are more tactical, I guess you can say. So before a few days before the final, I was talking to people, and they're like, as an XL, who would you have? I'm like, Thibaut in goal, agreed. And people were like, Balde left back. I said, sure, him or Fran Garcia. Balde played amazing Sunday, but I said either Fran Garcia or Balde and at left back. People they're like, okay. Conde right back because Carvajal's out. Common sense. Center backs, I said Rudiger and Kubarsi. You can add Martinez in there, and then center mids. I had Pedri, Valverde, and Bellingham, and then up top I had all Barca's attack. I had Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Yamal, and people are like, "No way you think Rafinha is better than Vinny. No way you would rather have Mbappe instead of Yamal." And I'm like, it's common sense. They're the best players in the world at the moment. Besides Mohamed Salah, Yamal and Rafinha are the best players in the world right now. Sure, you can throw in Haaland, Cole Palmer. If you want to go in Bundesliga, you can say Harry Kane, Marmoush. But Barcelona's attack is the best front three in Europe right now. Sure, Lewandowski wasn't looking good lately, but he had a good game. He could have scored more than one goal that day. Barca could have scored way more than 5 that day on Sunday. But for Real Madrid, Vini is nowhere near Yamal's and Rafinha. People don't understand. When I say Rafinha is better than Vini, I don't mean literally, if I had to choose, I'll put Vini in the team 9 out of 10, like 10 times out of 10. But at the moment, Rafinha is the better player. Like, if you can get the most out of Vini, Vini's the best player in the world. But at the moment, Rafinha is clearly better than Vini. Stats don't lie. His playstyle is why. Vini is just too hot-headed, and I think that Vinicius Jr., he's a hothead, and it's not good for Real Madrid. It makes you look bad. I hate it. I completely hate it when I see Vini getting mad, getting red card, and storming out like he's the fucking victim. You're not the victim, Vinny. You're the one that's causing these problems. I'm a Madrid fan. I'm the most non-biased Madrid fan you can find. Vinny, you gotta stop acting like a little baby all these times because you're not the victim. You caused these problems and you escalate it. That's why people hate on you. That's why people fans chant at you because you caused it. Respectfully, sure, people say stuff to players all the time, but when you provoke it, people are gonna hate you even more. I had this debate with someone on TikTok, whatever. They were saying how that Vinny Jr. is getting more hate because he's the better player. And I'm like, if that's the case, why isn't Rafinha and Yamal not getting hate? And they're like, because Vinny is better than both of them. I'm like, no, that's just false. They're Vinny and Yamal, or Rafinha and Yamal are way better players than Vinny, but they don't get as much hate. And I told him it's because of how he acts. He acts like a baby. He acts like a tool. He acts like a complete scumbag on the field. And I don't like that for Real Madrid. I don't like that. People look at Real Madrid and they hate on him because the main reason is Vinny. I didn't even think he deserved the Ballon d'Or. Vinny did not deserve the Ballon d'Or. Bellingham last season deserved the Ballon d'Or all the way. Sure, he misperformed towards the end of the season because that's when Vinny came back and started producing and clearly won Madrid the Champions League. But Bellingham all year, half year, maybe towards the end, or like towards halfway to the end, Bellingham was the best player in the world. He created chances. He's sure he was more in an attacking position, but he still got goals. Vinny did not deserve Ballon d'Or. And I think there's another problem in Real Madrid dressing rooms. Like I said, too many cooks in the kitchen. Now you have Mbappe in that team. You have Rodrigo that wants to show himself that he is that winger for Real Madrid. Um, and just Vinny, he can be the best player in the world if he just lets his ego aside and just play ball. Like how he said in an interview, I just want to play football. Okay, then do that. Stop acting like a tool in the field. Because clearly you don't want to play football if you keep on acting like a little baby. That's one of the biggest hot takes I have. The biggest, like, complete, that gets me annoyed all the time when I hear people say that. Vinny is not the best player in the world. He did not deserve Ballon d'Or. I don't care what Ronaldo says. I don't care what the world of football says. I don't care the fan says. Vinny Jr. did not deserve the Ballon d'Or. It should have been Bellingham. So that's one of the big takes that I have here was Vinny. Another thing for Real Madrid, Mbappe looked good out there. He really did. I don't know what went wrong. I think it was just the tragic Madrid's midfield. Because this is really just because for me, Barca are just more set. Barca are more steady. They don't have pressure. I'm not saying like they're pressuring like on themselves. They don't have pressure. They have more flow. They're more complete. Madrid's just a mess. They're a mess. Um, there's a lot of things I want to say about the team, but I want to say that towards the end how I would actually run Real Madrid. But yeah. So for a Clasico right now, that just happened. Madrid did not deserve to win. They had a chance when Rodrigo scored that free kick and they got a red card. Chesney. After that, I generally thought that they were going to make a comeback, but that was not the case. That did not happen. But yeah, now it's just what changes should they do in January? And if I hear Trent's name one more time or Alfonso Davies' name one more time, I'm gonna lose it because I don't want either of them near Real Madrid. I don't want Trent, Alfonso. If I hear rumors of Wirtz, if I hear rumors of who did I just see the other day? They're bringing up Savinho from City or stuff like that. I don't want Madrid. Don't need to sign attack players, midfield players. Their main problem is defense. They need defense, and they're lacking on center back and right back as of right now. As we're seeing, I mean, because the midfield, their team is stacked. They're Vinny, Bellingham, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Camavinga, Valverde, Denis Ceballos, Luka Modric, Ibrahim Diaz. They don't need attack. They have enough attack. They have the best attack on paper on the starting 11 and on the bench in the whole world right now. They have the most depth in the team that they have right now. Arda Güler, another player, just came in mind. And the defense, that Mendy, underperforming Mendy, Rudiger, which I do like Rudiger, Chouameni, which sure is midfield, but he's playing defense right now, which he shouldn't. Lucas Vasquez, their right back positions, they're cooked. They don't have any right backs. And one of their let goes is letting go of Vinicius Tobias from Real Madrid Castilla. Or they didn't buy him permanently from Shakhtar. I think he would have fit perfect. You understand? Vinicius Tobias in that right back position right now would have been one of the best right backs in the world right now if Madrid gave him a chance. But it's another thing about Real Madrid, and it's they don't give Castilla players a chance. But that's a whole other topic I want to bring in later on. Yeah, in January they should try. They should get a center back. They should definitely get a right back. I mean, I want to see Asensio start. So, but there's no depth. That's important, depth. So, because Alaba's injured and Militao's injured, your two best center backs or your two main core center backs are out. So we have just basically Asensio and Rudiger, and I guess Chouameni if you want to start him. So I think Madrid should bring in a center back. I want to say from the Castile, but you know how Real Madrid is. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Sergio Ramos back in Real Madrid. He is a free agent. I would love to see Sergio Ramos back. I feel like Madrid right now needs that type of mentality from a former captain, a former winner from Real Madrid, a legend. So they need something like that. So I wouldn't mind seeing Sergio Ramos. Another defender I'd like to see is Laporte from Al Nassr, who played in City, who played in Bilbao. I always wanted him in Madrid ever since he was in Bilbao. I remember he was French, and switched nationalities. Um, I think Laporte would be a really good player for Real Madrid as well. Um, but yeah, besides that, a right back. If I were Madrid, I would buy Vinicius Tobias from Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine. Um, People don't know him. He was there. Let me search up his stats. Vinicius Tobias was. I remember 2 years ago, Real Madrid got from loan with a buyback clause, or not buyback clause, with a release clause. Vinicius. Vinicius Tobias. He played Madrid Castell a bunch of 61 games in Madrid Castell. Um, he made one debut for Real Madrid, one debut. But he's a young Brazilian right back. He's quick on the ball. He has 4 assists in the Ukrainian Premier League right now. He's young. He just turned 20. Um, so like, if you want a proper right back, go for Vinicius Tobias. He's been in Madrid for 2 years, the academy. He's been in Spain for 2 years. His key positions, I think Vinicius Tobias, if Real Madrid just gives him a chance, he would be that player for Real Madrid. I promise you. I guarantee it. Because honestly, Lucas Vasquez right now is not the man for the job. He's nowhere near the man for the job. Sure, he's playing out of position lately. The past 2 years, maybe playing down in right back. As people know him as a winger. But yeah, besides that, if I were Real Madrid, I would sign Vinicius Tobias, Sergio Ramos, or Aymeric Laporte, and I guess that's it for now. Just hopefully get Alaba gets back, and Militao gets back from their big ACL injuries. Same with Carver Hall, and the left back play Frank Garcia, and then Kimendi back up, swap them in and out here and there. But I think that back four of Frank Garcia, Raul Asensio, Rudiger, and Vinicius Tobias is a good set of right backs for Real Madrid. Another topic is, should there be managerial changes? Yes, I've said it many times in the past. I said it when he first joined Real Madrid 3 years ago. But he joined back Real Madrid 3 years ago. Carlos Ancelotti is just not the man for the job. I've said it forever now. Madrid, respectfully, gets so lucky in the Champions League. They do. When they won it in 2022, when they won it last year, they get so lucky with last minute goals. Sure, it's entertaining. Sure, they're the comeback kings. Sure, they're winning clutch. But throughout these games against Bayern, against City, against Dortmund, whatever, they're not the better team. I watch these games by heart. At Real Madrid, they play horror. They play horrid. They play complete terrible football. I get more excited turning on the TV to watch Barcelona play instead of Real Madrid, because Real Madrid have no tactics. I don't like the way how they play. They don't press. They don't pass. They're not enjoyed to watch. Sure, they get respectfully lucky and win these games, but at the end of the day, they weren't the better team. They're just not. So and I think a main problem is Carlos Ancelotti. I don't like the way how he manages. I've been saying it forever now. It's get him out of my team. I don't want him in my team. He doesn't give the youngsters a chance. Um, he doesn't give players you literally sign chances. If you're gonna name big young players into the team like Arda Gulier and Endrick, play them. Like you're just gonna sit on the bench. You're playing terrible. Give the kids a shot. Arda Gulier, every time he went onto the pitch, he shows why he deserves to get more minutes. Endrick doesn't even get a chance to show what he's got because Carlos Ancelotti is just he just doesn't give them a chance. I don't know why. Um, you know, here in his article, he clearly says that he's not dumb. Hits back Real Madrid. Ancelotti goes on defensive after crushing 5-2 defeat. Heavy loss was the second big defeat against Barca this season because they did lose 4-0 in October. Italian says that he has a balanced outlook and refuses to react to criticism. I think he should honestly look into criticism because I don't rate Carlos Ancelotti. I've been saying forever now, Xabi Alonso, I want him in Real Madrid. I want to get him in Real Madrid. I wanted him or Jurgen Klopp, those two managers, because before even Xabi Alonso was a manager, I wanted him as a Real Madrid. Before he was in Leverkusen when he was coaching academy teams, I wanted Xabi Alonso as a coach. Him and Raúl, because Raúl takes the Castilla team. He nearly got them promoted to La Liga 2, and I just think a Spanish coach that formerly played for Real Madrid and that knows the game like that, Raúl, Xabi Alonso, I think they would transform Real Madrid, give the youngsters a shot, make them play better, transform them as a complete team, not just being a lucky team that people say they are. Because I know with Real Madrid, they play their best. At the end of the day, they're the best team in the world. They show what they got, they'll be the best team in the world. And another coach I wouldn't mind is Luis de la Fuente. But it's crazy because I knew him winning all of these trophies, all these finals, all these games with the Spain younger sides like the U19, the U20. I rated him highly. I knew him before he was even the Spain coach. I knew who he was, and I was like, I want him as the Spain coach. He definitely should 100% be the Spain coach. And they did it, and look, they won Euros. I know ball more than anyone else I know. If I was a Madrid, I would be a better coach than Real Madrid or than Carlos Ancelotti. These three candidates, Xabi Alonso, Luis de la Fuente, and Raúl. Those are the only three managers I'd rather see take Carlos Ancelotti's place because I think they would generally change Real Madrid for the better. Sure, it's not bringing back legends to the team. Didn't really work out with Solari. And I think that he coaches. I think he just left actually one of the academy teams and went to a La Liga team. But what's it called? Yeah, I want Carlos Ancelotti out of my club. I don't want him in Real Madrid anymore. And in a main key reason, all that I said it before, is because they're not using La Fabrica talents. Real Madrid has the most underrated academy team out there in the world but it's just think that Madrid doesn't show it. They don't. So many talents over the years with Nico Paz. For me, I was obsessed with Nico Paz. I was completely obsessed with the Castilla when he finally got a few minutes in Real Madrid. When he went to Como, and now he's balling out in Como. Nico Paz, I wanted him in my team so bad. I wanted him more than Chouameni, than Denis Ceballos, than Luka Modric, than maybe even Camavinga. I mean, sure, Nico Paz is more attacking, but I'm just saying I would want Nico Paz in that Real Madrid team, and I think Real Madrid should definitely get the buyback clause and get him back into the team. I said in the last video, but I rate Nico Paz so highly. He does good with Argentina, does good in Como. Now he's linked to big teams in Europe like Inter Milan and Napoli and stuff. And I generally think if he goes in one of those teams, he's going to be the best midfielder in the world if he goes into a top team like Inter or Napoli. So I think definitely Real Madrid should recall him. He's a Madrid academy prospect. Same with Vinicius Tobias. He was in the Castilla, so he's not it wasn't homegrown, but he made his way to the top. Um, you know, same with Sergio Ribas was a player. What if they gave him a chance for Real Madrid? Because Sergio Ribas, I said it last time. He's just when I look at Sergio Ribas, I just think he's a proper baller. I think he'll do amazing things for Real Madrid. But it didn't happen. Same with Juan Milatasa. I really wanted him to do good this preseason. He got a few minutes in preseason. Didn't really show what he got, but I generally think that Juan Milatasa, because I knew him in the Castellanos as well. He was going crazy in the Castilla team. And I remember I wanted him to be Benzema's replacement. But like what always happens, academy players don't get a chance. That's why I think there should be changes in Real Madrid. Look at Raul Asensio just coming up, and he's playing good. Like if you give these players a chance, they're gonna show what's their worth. Fran Garcia, Asensio, Nico Paz, Vinicius Tobias. Those are like the 4 players I want to see start for Real Madrid. But enough ranting about Ancelotti, and not. This is basically how I would run Real Madrid. And I pretty much said it during I guess this whole video is just that number one, don't get big name players Galactica. Sure it could work out, but you don't want another Hazard. You don't want another, I guess, James Rodriguez, which I actually think he did pretty decent. You don't want another Luka Jovic, stuff like that. I think Real Madrid should just follow what Barca doing and get players from your academy. They're free. You don't have to spend money, and they're good. They are good. I promise you, Fran Garcia plays all season. He'll be one of the best left backs in the world. It's just you gotta give these players a chance. Same with Nico Paz. And if I was running Real Madrid right now, I would not get Trent. Don't get Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think he's one of the best right backs in the world. He's kind of poor defensively, which is not going to help Real Madrid because that's mainly what you need. You have enough attack. You have Fede. I'd rather see Fede at right back. Because I think Fede goes for the ball anytime he can. I was watching Trent in Manchester United walking, and I'm screaming at my TV. I'm like, what are you doing walking? You don't walk. That's what got Lisandro Martinez that goal. Why are you walking? It was just poor defending. And I'm not saying Trent's a bad player. I'm just saying I don't think he would. I just don't want him in Real Madrid. I don't think he'll suit Real Madrid. I think it's more of a. I think he wants Real Madrid more than Real Madrid wants. I think Real Madrid wants him more than Trent needs Madrid. Same with Alphonso Davies. I want to know him there. Don't get him Real Madrid. I promise you. Please do not get him Real Madrid. I think he's a good left back. I don't think he's top 5 left backs in the world. Like I said before, I think Fran Garcia should solidify himself as that left back for Real Madrid. Besides that, I don't think Real Madrid need to make the same amount of changes. One player I think deserves to get the recognition he deserves is Brahim Diaz. I think he's the most underrated player in Real Madrid and in the world. He moves like Messi. The way his play style, his dribbling, his shooting. Brahim Diaz is just that type of player. I would love to see him play. I'm not gonna lie. When I always say he comes off the bench, he changes the game. I don't think he should. I would love to see him start for Real Madrid and play like how he does. But the thing is, he's more clutch when he comes off the bench because he changes the game for Real Madrid. If Madrid are having a slow game, you put him on, he changes the whole dynamic of the field. Brahim Diaz, he changes. I've seen games against Barcelona when he changes it up. See games against Bayern. See games against whatever who they're versing. Atletico. He always changes the style of the game and helps Real Madrid push. And then it's himself. So I think as much if Brahim Diaz, because when I see him start, he doesn't, I guess, make that big of an impact that he does off the bench. But if he does, I would want him in the starting 11. If I were Real Madrid, people are gonna get mad about this, but I would bench Vinny, bench Rodrigo, Mbappe left, Bellingham as a false nine, Brahim Diaz in the right. I think that's the most natural, the most common, or the most how to say it. Just I think that front three would be more containing. That's if you want to use that word out of Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo, because I guess less pressure. I guess on the big name player. Um, sure, Brahim Diaz wants to be, you know, I mean that's everyone's mentality. You want to be that guy for your team, but same. But I think Rodrigo and Vinny already tries to establish themselves as the number one player, and it's going to be hard when you have these big name players. So I think Brahim Diaz, Jude as a false nine, and Mbappe on the left is just makes more sense as a dynamic type level for Real Madrid than just having them as a front three of the main three that they have. But yeah, that's basically what I have for today. Of Real Madrid has a serious problem, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I try to explain as try to detail as possible I can how I generally feel about Real Madrid. The club I love. But yeah, I think these are the changes Real Madrid should make, the problems that they have, and how they should run in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.